Welcome to the second review of the evening. Up this time is a game called Golf Zero. Relaxing golf outing soon builds into a crazy physics obstacle course. Golf Zero is a crazy, fun, and original little game with a mix of clever golf platforming gameplay. To sink a putt, you must jump, sprint, or slide while avoiding unconventional hazards like brutal boulders, whirling saw blades, or zinging bullets as the challenge increases. Do you have what it takes to earn the gold medal? So we were given the Nintendo Switch version of this game, so that means it's over to the Galax for the main part of this review.
So yeah, as well, if you're watching the video, this is obvious, and the description kind of indicates most of it. But as you could tell, this is sort of a golf game, but a lot of it is basically wants to be a Super Meat Boy platformer. Like literally, a lot of the obstacles are extremely Super Meat Boy-ish.
It's a unique combination, if nothing else.
And your general, yeah, there's a lot of spikes and swinging blades and saw blades and stuff. The goal of the game, obviously, is to get to, well, sort of to get to the end of the level, but more to the point, to get the ball in the hole. And usually, each stage you can get with a silver medal for just that, or you can get a gold medal for completing with other criteria that depend on the stage. Usually, it involves popping a balloon with a ball, but sometimes it's popping a balloon and getting it in a certain amount of time, or popping the balloon but only using one ball. So actually, I find the idea of this actually pretty interesting, but there's a little bit of a letdown in terms of the controls and the physics. If you want it to be Super Meat Boy like, which you've got the running, there is wall sliding and wall jumping that I guess works pretty well. But the physics just aren't quite snappy enough for some of the obstacles when you're being chased by large rolling boulders or trying to sneak between narrow spaces and stuff. And also, the way that it works is you can hit the ball and usually have to hit the ball while you're in the air. And when you do that, actually, even when you're on the ground, it kind of enters a bullet time where stuff is, you have like, 3 seconds or something to shoot any number of balls. And while you're in that, well, you up to 3, you have 3 balls per stage. And while it's in bullet time, you can use the stick to rotate your aim. Unfortunately, it does not aim directly at the direction the stick is pointed to. It kind of rotates left or right through a series of positions, as far as I could tell, and that doesn't work quite as well as if you could literally just aim the direction you want to aim. Or at least that's how it was for me. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. So yeah, the biggest issues are that the moving physics are a little bit less snappy than I want them to be, and the other thing is that the reason that Super Meat Boy works is because you get to start over really quickly when you die, but because, and it's a point in this game, it doesn't matter if you die as long as the ball gets in the hole. If you have a ball in play and then get squished, you're going to be waiting a number of seconds for the ball to stop moving before it actually ends. For obstacles, there are carts you can ride. Some stages have you racing a red version of you. There are buttons to hit with either your body or a ball. There are enemies that you can bounce on that are like slimes. There are also later on much more aggressive bird enemies that like dive bomb right at you. And it combines most of those things in various combinations. I really wasn't playing much with the music on, but I seem to recall it being pretty plain. Like overall, I kind of like the idea of this, but it's a little bit jankier than I would have liked. Oh, and you can defeat enemies with your ball. It took me a while to consider trying that, but you can. Also, annoyingly, it doesn't tell you what the gold medal qualifications are for a stage the first time when you're starting it, because there's also a speed run mode that just puts you through everything sequentially, but like you can't tell what the special goals are for a stage until you have completed it and failed to get one of them. So like if it's a stage that the qualification is beat it in 5 seconds and you beat it in 5 seconds, you won't know that you had to beat it in 5 seconds as opposed to, for example, not using more than one ball. Usually it's kind of obvious, but do you guys have any questions while I try to gather thoughts a little bit more?
Not especially. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Unusual combination, but it's not complicated or anything. Like,
I don't think so, not really.
yeah,
The other versions of the game have achievements. The Switch version doesn't really, because the other ones are on systems that have built-in achievement systems.
Right.
I've only been able to find most of the footage of things for playing this game that I've been able to find, because I wanted to check and see how it goes later. Only mention getting to stage 41, but there are 80 stages, but 41 starts the second world of 2. Which is a little bit harder than the first one, obviously.
I guess that's this game's version of the back 9.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, no, just looking at the game, it's got a bit more flair than the average Radalaikia.
Yeah, even visually, it's pretty nice. It's just the only issue I have with it is that the controls are a little bit less precise, and
I mean, that's often
the waiting for restarting is annoying, especially when you're wallowing in your "dang it, I messed up."
I mean, we've covered a number of Super Meat Boy-like games for review, and usually when they get something wrong, it's either like the controls or the pacing.
Yeah.
It's like, because Super Meat Boy is exceptionally tight enough to play on an analog stick levels of tightness. Because that Xbox 360 D-pad, like. And also, you respawn fast and you move fast because it's a very fast-paced title.
Yeah, you don't move super fast in this, but I kind of get it. Also, your swing is kind of anemic, but that's to get you to how hard you hit the ball is not adjustable, and that's kind of like to get you to actually engage with the platforming.
Right. I think another thing to keep in mind is the kind of game that golf is actually very antithetical to Super Meat Boy.
Well, yeah, like I said, you can't actually in real life hit a ball in midair unless you're like, I mean, even with bullet time, it would be hard.
Obviously. But, it's like, golf claims to be a game of patience, but, like, let's just say trips to the golfing range were less than so. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so what about the music?
I honestly don't remember it very well. I think I was playing with it pretty low most of the time, but it's just... I think it's the usual, there's mostly one track fare from Radalaika.
Fair enough.
It is available in a number of languages, because they always do that.
Right. Like, and in terms of pricing, it's the standard
the music
$5.
Is very, very... It's not even very loud.
Is this game worth $5?
Sure. If you're into golf and platforming,
like
if the premise intrigues you, it's pretty good.
But
I wish really do wish the controls were a little tighter.
Fair enough. All right. Anything else?
Not really.
All right. So that'll about do it for Golf Zero. Be sure to tune in after the break as Petty Fan finally reviews Unrailed for the PlayStation 4.